Hello, and welcome back to Therapist Plays Disco Elysium. So, on today's episode, we're continuing our little detour with a seal, and I think that's how you say her name, a seal. This time, we're going to be talking to her little band of compatriots. This is another really interesting part of the game because I feel like it gives us these really overtly kind of comical characters, like just the way they talk and the way they present themselves. But the situation they're in is extremely real, and often their silliness is really more of just how they're presenting in response to coping with the environment they're in. Suffice to say, this episode gets pretty hardcore. Anyways, I'm excited to jump into this one, so let's get to it. Okay, we're back, and now we're going to investigate what's going on in the tent. And I feel like we do need to exact some authority here, so I'm going to take the ledger of failure and hatred out of our hands and pop the old flashlight back in. I really wish that this gave us some authority. I mean, I guess it does something. Apparently it discovers secret orbs in shady areas. This should give us some sort of like intimidation factor as well. Okay. I don't know if we're going to be doing any fighting in this interaction. I don't know what to expect, actually, from these gentlemen. All I know is I'm going to press them on where they sold a seal's headphones, because that is now my main priority. Probably could use some rhetoric. Oh, this was giving us -1 to empathy. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. What do we got here? Half-light, electrochemistry. I think we're good enough to go in there now. What does this give me? Empathy and ionic coordination. All right, I think we're ready to pop in. Let's see what's going on in this party tent.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Andre.
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is.
Let's squeeze in. Okay. What are you gentlemen up to in this here tent? This is kind of a jam.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Oh, okay. Look, I was expecting like a band of kunos to like just start throwing rocks at me, but it's quite a distinguished greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'll
His
shake your
grip
hand.
is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
Hello, Noid.
And Egghead.
And Egghead.
Egg.
The tape player high above his head continues to blast. It's probably anodic music.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation. We like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Okay. Interesting. In a very different way, this seems to be their way of coping with the lack of these fundamental institutions that we've been talking about. Hospitals, schools, churches, the boardwalk, like these things that are supposed to represent like collective structure and pro-social spaces, music venues, places where creative ideas can be expressed and received. That they've found themselves a little tarpaulin haven to retreat to. How many music venues have they
We have
organized?
many in the pipeline, officer.
Why are you
You see,
here?
we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
How did you know I was a cop? I mean, I guess it's pretty obvious with the flashlight.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there was no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck for the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
All right, Noid.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
You know what, Andre? You're a good chap. You're a good chap. I like that he's able to empathize with his friend, and he's not dismissing his friend. He's just explaining. He's got a good read on the situation, to be honest. I like this guy. Is there something you wanted? Your friend Seal had said there was a problem with the church.
Ah, so you've met her. Good, good. Yeah, it's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
It's quite the vocabulary on this boy as well.
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face. Don't fall for it.
All right, Volition, what's your agenda here? That's enough histrionics. What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
He's definitely trying to appeal to like what he thinks a cop would want to hear.
Dubheads. Burnouts.
Okay.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that. In Revachol.
Okay.
Strike that. Savannah.
I like their ambition. I like your ambition,
And
Egghead.
sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
Okay. Is there some sort of feud between you and the people who currently occupy the church, and you want me to suss them out?
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burners really are.
I can tell he does have an angle here, and some of his cordialness is part of his way of appealing to
Good.
us.
This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
And I'm famously not an expert in opinions, actually. I'm a bit of a dopehead myself. I won't stand for narcomaniacs of any kind. No narcomaniacs on my watch. I feel like you may be laying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about these dopeheads and burnouts? That's probably the sufficiently boring option.
They're spooky.
What do you mean they're spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Yeah, I can see through it now. Come on, buddy.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
You're trying to appeal to my nostalgia and sentimentality for structured communal spaces.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead.
Thank you, Egghead.
So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
I like his gusto, though. He's got an angle and he's selling it. We're not buying it necessarily, but I like his I like the effort. I'll look into it.
All right, man.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchanged giddy looks.
Let's investigate this situation here. We're so far off track of what we were supposed to do 3 episodes ago, but I'm in. This is the investigation now. What's the status of the church?
I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. A padlock. It's a temporary fix. Just something to contain the situation.
Okay.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
What about the key?
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
92%. Catch the key as it flies towards you. I mean, let it fall to the ground, then pick it up. Look, I'm not going to pass up an opportunity to be a cool cop. We did blast tons of points into reaction speed to pass those pinball checks. It's all paying off right now, baby.
You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left.
Catch it.
Ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly.
The speed freaks. Let's play cool. Thanks, man.
The speed freak nods to you.
You gave us one of those?
A respectful nod. You proved something here.
I knew it. I see what I mean? I don't need to intimidate these boys with my status. I just need to prove that I'm cool. How long have those people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
Here's the thing. I think our Harry would totally be hook, line, and sinker for this. So we're going to go with this is cool. Taking initiative like this is proper citizen behavior, and I endorse it.
Thank you. We just thought it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, right. Come on. Come on, Noid, Egghead, and Andre. There's got to be some sort of other agenda here. This is you're you're too upstanding in this world of people with multiple intentions. Right, other questions.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
They're also speed freaks, so who knows if some of this enthusiasm isn't amplified by that. Who exactly are in the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
Uh-oh. I hope I'm not being lured into some sort of dangerous trap here. You haven't even seen them and you want the police involved.
Well, there's also the machinery.
This machinery is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Whoa,
Andre, tell
Love
him
that.
about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
Okay.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
What's up with this guy's dialogue? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
For this man, even regular silence is awful enough. But that was something greater.
Have you physically seen anyone?
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kind of it.
What about this thing?
Like, you aren't alone, you know?
Maybe it's a crypto creature.
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Let's get Lena involved.
Non-human means a predator.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
A crab man.
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Ambush behavior. Nod. A crab man.
Crab man!
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running,
I believe everything Estelle
There's
says.
a crab in there.
I gave Estelle my hat. I have to believe her.
So he hasn't even been in there lately. Is he afraid?
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
I would never tell her that. Tell me about this
You
machinery.
should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
Probably very
With a
likely.
small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner. Look behind it.
Jacked up to some snuff
It
station?
means like one of those rich boy private radio stations where you can listen to people getting killed on, then jerk off to it Sick shit.
Must be. Even Kuno knew that.
Of course, Kuno knows
Not
it.
that we would know anything about that. Noid just likes to relay stuff.
Ah, he's just doing his due diligence as a citizen, informing the police of the ongoings of criminal activity.
We're getting derailed here. In short, you can tell to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more.
I'll do that, Andre. You're a little too forthcoming and professional about all this. Man with polka dots all over your skin. He looks like he's been like someone zapped him with his hair like that. Like he got zapped. How can you be sure they're burnouts and dope heads if you haven't even seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
Why not? Let's go with that.
I don't see it. Fucking rhetoric. It's so garbage. It's so bad. It never detects anything. Oh my god. Rhetoric and drama are useless skills to me. Why not? Let's go with that. I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument.
70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you.
Technology. All right, let's talk about something
Sure.
else.
What?
You mentioned some kind of Ecclesiastes own the church. Who are these Ecclesiastes?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
I mean, it's pretty cool. Meteorin?
You know, of Meteo. Concerning Meteo.
Yes, Meteo.
A country on Muindi. On the Muindi Isla.
And what is the founding
Come
party?
to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation.
Okay. And?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericanassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the innocentic system, no?
It doesn't sound like they would appreciate a dance club in their church. Or they sound exactly like the kind of people who would want to... let's go with this. Let's appeal.
You're right, they do.
Without the slightest hint of irony. I mean, I gotta admire it.
The Pericanassian church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericanassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance.
Okay.
Love is hardcore.
It's hardcore, all right. Thank you, Egghead.
Unity.
Thank you, Noid.
Unity.
Thank you, Andre.
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
These guys are a riot. He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass, as if testing the waters.
Enjoy the beat. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What's a posse? I guess love can be pretty hardcore. How could the founding party be anything but enthusiastic? Dance music is about it, love, and so is the Pericanassian church. I guess love can be pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah, it can.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
I am getting it. Let's be enthusiastic.
Yeah. Yakokata, the place to be.
He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericanassians.
Do
Whatever.
it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
What?
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head.
He wants me to
your body
dance.
start moving. You feel like you could go for a little disco when, or if they get this club going, you've got it in you.
Can I go back
Oh,
to...
That's a meteor and name for the founding. Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up. And they have roots in ancient mass society. You're right.
The Perican love is hot.
Unity.
Unit.
Make some.
Yes.
Feel it.
There we go.
Anodes and the cathodes.
I wanted to
coursing
nod
through
my
you.
head.
Feels good.
That's it. That's all I wanted to do. Let's ask what a posse
Your
is.
posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cop posse, you look out for each other, and you party together. That's a posse.
That's me and Kim.
And where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent.
I know, Kim's not here. I have to bring him to the party. It sounds like you're just saying random things.
Are we?
Yeah!
Okay, let's go back.
Oh, yeah, he's coming around. You're getting it.
Yeah!
He seems that
Do it for... I didn't want to...
one. You feel like you could go for a little disco when or
Okay.
if they
I wanted
get
to talk
stuck
about this
going.
tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scattered the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
And it's distilled too.
Oh. It's the one they sell at the fuel station.
Okay.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Shit. No logic. Yeah. Okay. Here, I'm gonna guess. These gentlemen are high as fuck, obviously. Maybe there's something in the church. Maybe they've locked themselves out. I don't know. Obviously, they're giving me a bunch of bullshit. Whatever I gotta do to help Estelle, I'll do it. Do I have anything that can help me
As always.
with logic? Shit, I should have been a real detective and not an emotional cop. Is there anything in here that can help me? Spectacles? Hat? We're boosting our logic? Okay, there's got to be more. Oh, this one's got even more logic. Anything else? Can any of this shit give me logic? Intellect. I mean, I guess this will give me one to intellect skills such as logic, right?
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Ooh. I can smoke a cigarette. Only at 17%. It's not great. I've passed 17%ers before, though. %. Let's do it.
Okay, so the speed freaks want to start a club for dance music. That much checks out. Youths like music. You feel as though you might have liked music more when you were young, too. But you digress.
What's the that's the gist of it.
Of it is, they want to turn the church into a club, but a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. This is going well.
I love like the the contrast of the game's systems clearly tell you have failed, but the diegetic messaging is that this is going very well. Like, because that's the voice of logic. That's what it's convinced by due to your failure. It's amazing.
Plus, and it has to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent.
It's got a point.
Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out.
Shit. So, well, I guess I believe him. We gotta do it for the Parkinasians, whatever it was.
Still feels as if this didn't quite go as it should have. But
Shut up, Volition. Don't you believe Egghead and Noid?
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news.
Shit. I guess we got nothing else for logic. Damn it. Damn it. Are any of these ideas giving us... Okay.
So you had a talk with Andre.
It's Dr. Noid.
Now you want to discuss things with Noid. Good.
Skin shows through the holes in the Speed Freak's too large sweater.
It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
He runs his hand through his hair, which is combed back in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears. Sign?
Yeah, gotta compare. See if we can align.
Interesting.
I suck at socialising, man. Even now, our sign synchronisation is way off.
We've got to
I'll see what I
synchronize.
can do.
Tell me about the machines you saw in the
Weird
church.
stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
What's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it, though.
The sickest. That's perhaps why it should be researched.
This supernatural, you think it's real?
Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Let's get down to real business. Why are you called Noid?
Hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
Should have seen that coming.
It's not easy to reach a harmonic resonance of signs without some adjustment.
Does this mean we need sign matching?
Yes. Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve this will be by getting us into the church.
Okay, come back later. Maybe if we talk to a seal and we get some more information, we can try that check again and snuff out the
The
bullshit.
shaggy-haired girl kneels on the sea ice. She looks up as you approach.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
I gotta ask questions
Sure.
first. The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there?
Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
I gave you a hat. Of course I'll believe you.
She's less prone to blurt it out, crab man, than the others.
We'll see. Go ahead and tell me.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
Go on.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out.
What
End
does
of
crab
story.
man look like? She's gonna say like a crab man.
It was too dark.
Oh.
I couldn't tell exactly.
Come on. She obviously could. She already went into detail.
Ooh, drama. Drama coming in. Quit stalling on me. What did he
He
look
looked
like?
like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way.
A crab and a banger.
Yes, a banger. As in a mess gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw.
A gangster crab man. I don't believe you. I'm gonna say that I believe her.
Why?
What would you stand to gain?
Nothing. Anyway, what else?
I'd like to know more about your
My
associates.
associates. I haven't got much to say about them.
What do you mean? You must know something about them.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on.
I appreciate
I don't
that.
provide information on them.
You've got good boundaries, Asil. You're going to do well in this world as a Nordic musician with a cool hat.
To the cops.
What about you? Tell me something about yourself.
Me? I'm a silver bird.
Gosh, I love her. Okay, maybe I'll ask about
Don't
that
know what
later.
makes you think it'll be any different later, but
Because I'm going to change your life. I'm going to change all of your lives by solving the crime of life.
Hi again. So, how's
Shit.
things going?
Damn it.
As always,
How close are we to a level up? Damn it. Okay. Well, I guess it's time to start investigating the church.
A pane of Eternite has been planted. Barely hold.
push it over.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Made a bridge. Okay. There was actually no true consequence to that. This is the church, right? Okay, let's check it out.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
This feels like detective work. We may have to come back here with Kim. Okay. I am actually going to put a pause on this side quest for now. I feel like I need an adult with a more responsible intellect, because clearly I'm having trouble navigating this one with my current skills. So we'll wait for Kim. Let's get back on track with Lillian and the smoker on the balcony, because it's already 10 p.m. We don't have that much time before Kim returns to our party anyway. So we're gonna we're gonna refocus and try to get some of that stuff done before we continue with the case next time.